What is up, guys, and welcome back to another box office report where the numbers don't lie and we get to see what audiences are truly engaged in. And this week we opened with both Old by M. Night Shyamalan and the new G.I. Joe movie Snake Eyes. Now, neither of these were the mega hit that I assumed either studio thought they was. With Old, you probably wasn't expecting a mega hit, though I did expect higher numbers than what it got. And with Snake Eyes, guys, that's just a flat out bomb. It didn't do well. This isn't looking good for G.I. Joe's future. This doesn't look good for Snake Eyes. I feel bad for my man Henry Golding. He really, deserves to have, people go and see him. He's a great actor. And this was his chance, as an action star to prove it. And while he might have proved it with his performance, doesn't look like he proved it at the box office. I mean, we can't really blame him, right? And we're going to talk about what led to this astronomically low number for Snake Eyes. I thought that the interest was there. I expected it to do better coming off of a, kind of a mid weekend for Space Jam and then the fall of Black Widow 2. I thought people would have wanted to go back to the box office, but that's not what it's looking like right now. As Snake Eyes only opened with 13.35 million, coming in second place after Old, which opened to 16.5 million dollars. Both of these openings are lower than the last two weekends. We had 3 weekends. We had strong debuts from F9, we had a strong debut from Black Widow, and we had a strong debut from Space Jam: A New Legacy, at least strong for that kind of film. And this didn't even open with half of either of those movies. 13 million is not half of Space Jam, which opened at 31. That you're looking at roughly 40-45% of that. Definitely didn't open as close to Black Widow, which opened with 80, F9, which opened with 60. So what happened here? What happened? Where did Paramount go wrong? You'd think that Snake Eyes, who's one of the most popular characters next to Storm Shadow, who's also in the movie, would draw in an audience. So how did Old, the newest movie by M. Night Shyamalan, whose reputation is so-so, beat a G.I. Joe film? We have seen in the past that G.I. Joe has been able to open decently. The very first G.I. Joe in 2009 opened with 54.7 million. Then the second G.I. Joe in 2013 with Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson opened with 40.5 million. So what happened here? That's the question. What happened? And I have a theory. I believe that this film was simply not advertised well. At all. At all. When did we get the first trailer? It was like just a couple of months ago. And then boom, you dropped the movie. Sometimes that can work out. Remember when 10 Cloverfield Lane came out? That trailer dropped, a month ahead of the movie? But there was intrigue, there was mystery. This is a big blockbuster. You can't do that with a big time blockbuster like this. Something that needs setup, something that needs that, $30 million marketing push. This was supposed to be the reemergence of G.I. Joe. Now, maybe G.I. Joe just can't work as a movie. Maybe it just can't work. And I'm talking critically and financially. While the first two were kind of financial successes, with the second one being on the lower end of that, the first one made money. But the first one was such a critical bomb that, people really aren't that interested. That was 2009. It's been over a decade. But I just feel the stink of this franchise has not left it. Neither movie secured the critical rating. Neither movie had audiences wanting more G.I. Joe. So this did not have the proper build that you would need for a Snake Eyes origin movie. It just wasn't there. Now, I personally haven't seen the movie myself because I lack interest in seeing this movie. It's not there for me. I would rather see Old, to be honest, because even though M. Night Shyamalan's wishy-washy and we'll never forgive him for what he did to The Last Airbender, when it comes to horror, he typically hasn't been that bad. I mean, M. Night has been out here opening with The Visit, $25 million. He's been opening with Split, $40 million. Split was a movie that everyone loved. And then he opened Glass with another $40 million. While Glass wasn't as praised as Split was, Shyamalan has been on a kind of mixed role here. People enjoyed The Visit. I didn't care for it. People loved Split. I thought it was good myself. And then people thought Glass was kind of mid, which, I'm going to have to agree. It didn't really work out the way that we all thought it was going to. Wasn't that conglomerate, because, they added the two movies of Unbreakable and Split. So this was supposed to be that third one, that lightning in a bottle, and it kind of didn't happen. It happened pretty well at the box office, but I mean just as far as the reception to the movie itself. So M. Night Shyamalan is still kind of doing his thing. This movie only opened with $16 million. We are still in a pandemic, but as we have seen from Fast 9, from Black Widow, from Space Jam, movies can open with over $30 million. That's what happened with Kong vs. Godzilla. So the fact that Snake Eyes only came in with $13 million as a blockbuster is terrible. It's not good at all. And it just makes you wonder, what is Hollywood really thinking, right? Are they just saying, you have an IP, let's try to make it work, even though the audiences aren't saying that they want it? And clearly, the numbers here aren't lying to us. The audience does not care for G.I. Joe properties, at least as big budget action movies. Maybe G.I. Joe could work as a Netflix anime. We've seen the success of things like Castlevania being translated to an animation, and Masters of the Universe, which I completely understand the backlash. I agree they shouldn't have lied about that series. But it is the top 10 on Netflix this weekend. So we've seen that seems to be starting off as a success. We won't know until they actually greenlight season 2. But at the box office, it's much more clear than with streaming, because streaming numbers don't get released. So people don't care about G.I. Joe. It is showing. And like I said, it's sad because, we want to see more Asian representation in Hollywood, and we want to see G.I. Joe succeed, but this isn't success. It's not a success, and Shyamalan's Old should not be beating G.I. Joe at the box office. It's a low budget horror film, so $16 million for Old, that's actually pretty good. I think they said it only cost around $18 million to even make. So the fact that, you got that low budget, you open with $16 million, you're most likely going to make your money back, even if you have a big drop next weekend, because this is just domestic, It's just domestic. I don't focus on worldwide numbers unless they are a blockbuster, because that's where it really helps a film. Like, that's where you get a lot of money. Smaller films typically don't make a lot worldwide either way, even if they're a success here or not. So I won't worry about the worldwide with Old, and I don't think Shyamalan is worried about worldwide with Old either, not on that budget. So Snake Eyes lost bad here. And let's go to the rest of the box office, the rest of the top 10. We have Black Widow dropping another 55% down to $11.6 million for a total gross domestically of $154 million. Now remember, this movie had a $200 million budget, and that is before marketing. It has not crossed the $200 million and will not cross $200 million domestically. That's number one. And in order to break even, this movie is probably going to have to cross $500 million worldwide, which I don't believe it is at yet at the current moment. No, it's not. It's at $314 million. So that still has a ways to go. And let's take a look at number 4. We got Space Jam: A New Legacy dropping a whopping 69.2%. Wow. We thought that Black Widow dropping 67% was bad in its second weekend. No, this is 69%. By the time those Monday numbers roll around, that could go up to 70%. that critic score and the audience rating on Space Jam: New Legacy is taking a toll. It is not a movie that could beat the negativity surrounding it. Sorry, LeBron James, but this one is an L. You're gonna have to hold that. And you know that it sucks. It sucks. I know LeBron came out when it opened last week and he said he was laughing at the haters and you know everyone gave him his flowers and everything. But with a drop like this movie will not make back its budget. Worldwide, Space Jam only had $93 million. This movie cost $150 million. That's before marketing. So this movie's going to have to make at least $400 million worldwide to break even. Not going to happen with Space Jam: A New Legacy unless HBO Max's numbers surge with the subs, which we won't get a report that for probably another month. Then they lost money on that film, and they probably lost a lot of money. Again, pandemic and everything to blame. I don't know how well it would have fared outside of the pandemic, but that's money lost for Warner Brothers. We got Paramount losing money for Snake Eyes, Warner Brothers losing money for Space Jam, and it looks like, well, you know, actually, Disney probably won't lose money because they did make $60 million on Disney Plus. But as far as box office wise, if that Disney Plus wasn't added, they would have lost money. Fast 9 coming in at number 5, dropped another 38% at $4.7 million. Escape Room in its second weekend dropped 61.4%, down to $3 million. That's typical for a horror, especially like that. Not much to talk about there. Boss Baby dropping only 42% in its fourth weekend. Right now it has $50 million domestic. Forever Purge, 8. Quiet Place 2, number 9. And the Roadrunner Anthony Bourdain film at number 10. Wow. Just wow. I can't believe this Snake Eyes news, guys. That's bad. That's real bad. $13 million? Jesus Christ. It's only gotten $4 million internationally so far. I'm not sure what the budget for this movie was. I estimate at least $200 million, right? Let's find out here. Snake Eyes budget is reported at $88 million. Oh, not bad. That's not bad, but some sources claiming more. So, Snake Eyes, $88 million budget. That's shocking. Once you add in marketing, we're hitting over $100 million, though. So, right now, opening at 13, no, it's not going to make its budget back. It would have to do buku numbers internationally in places like China, you know, all India, Japan, all the other major markets, Korea, in order to even think about breaking even. Wow. Just wow, guys. That's news. That's a shocker. Now, maybe to some of you, it's not that shocking. I think it's shocking because I thought it would at least open with $30 million. I thought it would at least open on par to Space Jam, but it's not even doing that. Dear God. I feel bad for Snake Eyes and all the people who worked on that in the studio, and mostly just Henry Golding. Like I said, he seems like a really good guy. He seems like he's a good actor, and this was his chance to shine. And, you know, I really hope that Hollywood's not like, you see, Asian representation doesn't lead to box office. That's a lie. We've seen it happen. Crazy Rich Asians made a lot of money. I think when Shang-Chi comes out in September, it's going to make a lot of money. This one, it's the G.I. Joe curse. Call it whatever you want. The curse of the 80s cartoons. Something's going on here where we just can't get it right with these 80s toy lines and cartoons. We just keep fucking up. Transformers was the only one to break through on the box office level and actually have some decently entertaining movies. No matter what you say about Michael Bay, those movies were making $1 billion a piece. So, Transformers was the only one to break through. What's going on with G.I. Joe? That's not working live action. What's going on with Masters of the Universe? That should have worked as a cartoon. And it's not bad, but you can't lie to people. What's going on with that? Please don't touch Thundercats. Please, just don't. Leave it alone. If you do not, just don't. With the 80s toys and the 80s shows, there's ways this can be done, but it's not working right now, Hollywood. It's not working right now. You got to figure something else out. But thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed this box office report, this breakdown. What did you guys think of the failure of Snake Eyes at the box office? Yeesh. That's bad. That's bad. Leave a comment down below. Leave a like if you like the video. I greatly appreciate it. And until next time, guys, see ya.